Good late Tuesday evening. I'm certified meteorologist Nick Kelly. We had quite a busy June 26th of 2018 around here with some morning rain and thunderstorms, then maybe a little break in the action. Then we had another solid round or two of rain and strong severe thunderstorms this afternoon and going into tonight. Thankfully, if you're tired of it, we're going to be drying out for the next few days. On the flip side of that, it's definitely going to feel like the dog days of summer around here. Let's recap on how our Tuesday has unfolded, mainly our Tuesday afternoon and evening, where we had a good little cluster of storms work out of the Wichita area, then another line of thunderstorms that developed along with it, and then, of course, you see at the tail end of this looping radar view, another evening band of thunderstorms that thankfully didn't pack quite a punch. But I will say, with the afternoon storms, it did a number on a few spots. We had some reports of trees down, power lines down around Frontenac, including in Pittsburgh. In fact, a tree fell on a car at 31st Street and North Michigan in town, and not to mention the power line or two being knocked down due to storms. Over in Jasper County, we had 4 power pole snaps back at near 4 o'clock this afternoon in Carthage. And then slide down south, we had another report with large trees and power lines down in Neosho in Newton County. The bigger story, though, weather-wise, was just outside of our viewing area around the 7 o'clock hour Tuesday evening, where a thunderstorm quickly blossomed in Greenwood County. It developed rotation, and it ended up dropping a tornado in the city limits of Eureka. And as far as we know, we have some significant damage. We have some structure loss, telephone poles snapped, power lines down. Last check, Westar Energy said 4,000 customers in Eureka did not have power. And according to sources, Governor Collier has issued a disaster declaration because of that event. And we will know more in the days to come, especially when the Weather Service out in Wichita surveys the damage, and we'll find out how strong that tornado was that went through the city of Eureka. Back at 11:37, we are finally seeing no warnings on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We will have some rain and thunderstorms to continue throughout the night, but we should be done with severe weather for the rest of the night. Looking at 7th and Range Line, occasionally you'll have some lightning in the distance, but it's at least looking quiet for now. Low of 69 and a high of 91, so we definitely wasted no time heating up before that afternoon round of storms worked on through. Last check at the airport, we did pick up 3/10 of an inch of rain today. Thankfully, some much-needed rain. But this is the other story going into the night. 75 degrees. The rain cooled us down, but we've been seeing these temperatures tick back up. And not to mention, since it's humid outside, it's going to be a muggy and warm night. Now, normally with the humidity that high, we might see some patchy fog, but with that south wind, at least at last check, at 22 miles per hour, as long as that wind is still out there, we should not have any fog concerns to start your Wednesday morning out. As far as temperatures go, everybody peaked near 90 today. Then we had our afternoon bout of thunderstorms, knocked some of us back into the 60s, otherwise 70s had to make do to start the evening out. But everybody's pretty much in the same boat now, mainly mid-70s, and that's where we're going to stay as we go through the rest of the night. As far as the Skywatch Storm Tracker goes, as we take you back to the maps, thankfully, we are pretty much done with severe weather chances for the night. We are seeing whatever's left over of the rain and storms actually die down quite a bit. So we're not going to rule out at least a few scattered showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the night. This is the bigger story heading into the next few days, though. Heated advisories for pretty much everybody in our area from Wednesday going into Thursday evening at about 8 o'clock at the latest, because the system, the upper level system responsible for our storms today, this upper low sitting over Wisconsin, it's actually going to drift back to the north as we go through the next couple of days. In fact, let me try that again here. This upper low, it's going to eventually work its way up to the north. As it does, not only does the jet stream lift back north so we get back on the hotter side of the jet, That upper level low is going to take this system, this frontal system that's been hanging around, it's going to lift it back to the north. So unfortunately, even though we had the rain today, that is not going to, unfortunately, lead to a cool down. So we will hold steady in the mid-70s throughout the night and by sunrise. Still can't rule out a few showers and maybe a random storm to start the morning out, but we're pretty much dry for your Wednesday. The problem is we are hot and humid for your Wednesday, with temperatures easily going back into the mid-90s. In fact, warmer than today. 75 in the morning, 90 degrees by lunchtime, afternoon highs around 95. And that is not a typo. With temperatures in the mid-90s and with the rain that we have still lingering going through Wednesday, not to mention additional humidity working back in, it's going to feel like 105 to 110. Sadly, we do not cool down a whole lot going into Thursday morning. Maybe upper 70s for lows, and then pushing into the upper 90s for Thursday afternoon. I would not be surprised if some of you hit 100 Thursday afternoon. So again, even though the thermometer over the next few days may say it's the mid to upper 90s, you got to keep the moisture in the mind as well. With that in the equation, it's going to feel like 105 to 110 Wednesday afternoon. Then we'll have to do it all over again for Thursday, with heat indices back between 100 and 105 at the very least. So 95 tomorrow, 98 Thursday, 94 Friday. Hazy, hot, and humid for the next 3 days, but at least we get a chance to dry things out and calm things down before we see some potential storm chances to work back in by early next week. And even then, we're going to stay on the hot side with temperatures from the weekend going into next week, mainly in the lower to middle 90s. Have a good night. Have a great Wednesday.